What's up, guys? Welcome to another day of GSL Korea. We're here, finally, in the round of 8.
That is correct, Tasteless, and today has a match that could be at BlizzCon as the final match of the World Championships this year for WCS.
Yeah, Rain against Sulky. I mean,
it's insane. What a match that is.
And don't let that overshadow our PvP as well. That's going to be interesting, too. But Rain and Sulky.
Oh, yeah. I hope that these two just forgate each other into a 3-0 so I can get into Rain versus Sulky, because it's all I care about today.
Rain is an incredibly conservative Protoss player. Solid, somebody who, if you were laddering, you'd probably want to be copying his builds. They're pretty much safe against anything. He'll even take a disadvantage early on just so he can be assured an advantage in the late game or the end game. But at the same time, Sulky, not all that different. He is, just perfect Zerg.
He's a perfect Zerg.
The drone balance versus the any attacking unit balance, it's perfect.
Sulky's as good as you can get with Zerg right now, it seems.
Yeah.
And can Rain play completely defensively? I don't think so. I think we're definitely going to see more aggression out of Rain today against Sulky, and that's going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah, when you look at these two play styles specifically, I totally agree with you. You think Rain has to mix it up a little bit. Now the question is, can he do that against a player like Sulky? Normally, Rain's one of these guys, even if you were to tell you what strategy he was going to do before the match started, you wouldn't be able to stop it.
That's exactly the case. These guys are so good.
Yeah, by the way, participate in our Facebook event at the bottom of the screen here. Support our sponsors, JOGUNSHOP.
Yeah.
They have some great stuff.
They certainly do.
And, anyways, got to plug it, guys. So, I think this is going to be an awesome day. The PvP, though, going to be really cool as well.
Yeah, Deer vs. Trap. The thing is, they are teammates, so anything could happen here. It could be an epic match, or it could be the worst games we've ever seen.
And that's because when you have two players on the same team, obviously they've been living together, they've been training together, since the beginning. They know each other's mindsets and strengths and weaknesses. So a lot of times there's a meta game going on that we can't even see, because we can't get inside, the training house and see what the mini meta game is, like the microcosm of that meta game inside there. What kind of tricks are they going to pull? I don't know. It should be pretty interesting.
Yeah. We'll see how good that one is. But, it's two different Protoss players for sure. Trap, a very decisive, aggressive type of player. Deer, kind of a more full-range Protoss. So, not sure exactly how that one's going to look.
Yeah, there will be best of 5s today, by the way. So a lot of planning going into this. You got to make sure that you execute each build right and get that momentum going, have the right order for each of these maps coming into this. So it's going to be fun. Again, teammate versus teammate, though, that can always have the weirdest results.
It can. Sometimes we see the worst series that you could ever even imagine to see.
Sometimes we have the best.
The SOS Sulky crap.
A lot of times we have games where we're looking at it and we're saying, what is he doing exactly? This doesn't make any sense. Maybe he knows that Sulky, any player, he just does not prepare for this kind of strategy. But he's never seen me do it in the house, so I might try to pull a fast one on him. We'll see what happens.
There's a whole wide range of things that could happen in that, but who knows, man? It could just turn into a great match. It's a possibility. Well,
as you can see here at the bottom of our screen, so far we have a pretty surprising set of 8 players here for the round of 8, in that half of it is Protoss.
That's right. We could have a PvP finals, which would be insane. We did have that before, and that was MC versus Seed a long time ago last summer.
PvP statistically is the matchup we cast the least here in the GSL Korea, so this is kind of an interesting turn of events.
Well, we'll see how far these Protosses do get, Tasteless. Of course, one will advance from this first match. The second match, Rain vs. Sulky, who knows? Then, of course, on Friday, we're going to have the other 2 matches. It's going to be Jokchi against Maru, which means a Terran will be in that top 4. Maru, possible repeat. Jokchi, well, he's won before. He could possibly do it again. This road for him is not impossible if he can beat Maru.
It's not at all.
Trap and Deer are not invincible Protosses in PvT. Deer, I would say, definitely better than Trap at that matchup. But Jokchi is a Terran that has shown he can take Protosses out.
And, of course, the final match we're going to have is going to be Sue versus Parting. I'm predicting Parting to win that, but Sue is very good.
Yes,
never count him out.
Yes, that's true. Sue actually played some really, really solid and nice ZVPs in the last round.
Yeah.
So if he were to beat Parting, I would not, lose it and be like, wow.
For our second match here, I think these two, whoever wins this, probably, if you were to poll everybody, would be the favorite to win the tournament.
Yeah,
Between Rain and Sulky.
I would say if Sulky beats Rain, Sulky will go to the finals almost no matter what. Because, well, the thing is, Parting and Rain play so differently that maybe Parting would have what it takes to beat Sulky, whereas Rain does not. I don't know. It's so tough, man. It's so tough. By the way, there are 3 SKT1 players in this top round.
Yes. Well, these Kesmet teams are very strong. And probably some of the best training regimen we've ever seen. Now, here are 2 players here, Deer and Trap. They're going to go to their respective booths, and we're going to get this match started pretty quickly here. By the way, we got this new setup here in the studio. If you see at the bottom of each booth, we actually can put the players' names down there, too. We have.
It's really nice.
Oh, wow.
Korea fighting.
I love David Bedford, too. Korea and the UK fighting. Excellent. Thank you guys for coming down here. Today is going to be a fun day.
Oh, it is tasteless. I'm pretty stoked about it. Deer, let's take a look at him and who he's beaten to get here. Of course, he was in that group of Jongbi in the round of 32 where Jongbi dropped out and quit Starcraft 2. So he only had to beat Supernova twice. Definitely had some strong PVTs there. Did lose to SOS. That was his 1 PvP so far on the tournament. And then did very well against Zergs in that round of 16.
So, with Deer... Yeah, he did get a little bit of a break there with Jongbi not being there, but in the round of 16 against people like DRG, I mean, this guy definitely deserves to be here.
He does. Deer is a very strong Protoss, has been for a long time, but this guy, I think, is perennially underrated, Tasteless. He's like so... He's been so solid throughout StarCraft 2 since he switched over. He's one of the best PvZers in the world, without doubt. And he's beating some sick badasses together. Look at this. 2-1 over King, 2-1 over Reality. Those are 2 very strong Terran players. And then he beat SOS twice in PvP, who is, by the way, the guy who beat Deer in the round of 32. He did lose to Rain, though, so he's not like a bulletproof Protoss, but he's a really strong contender.
Now, PvP is a matchup. It's interesting. It's very, very build order dependent. How you choose to open up has such an impact. So much more than even, for instance, a ZVZ. You have to really attempt to predict your opponent's play style, or at least blockade enough of the possible strategies they could have so you can get into the mid game and the end game. Or you can, of course, do a strategy that, if you've successfully predicted how they're going to open up, cheese them out, end the game fast. There's so many different openers PvP.
There are, and Trap is probably going to grab this PvP by the horns and choose builds that he knows how they're going to be decided ahead of time. He kind of dictates the way games are played. That's kind of Trap's style. Like, he'll come in knowing, he's like, well, I'm going to do this, and we're going to see what they do against it. So, always interesting to watch him play. Deer, on the other hand, I'm not so certain of exactly how he's going to play this. As we've seen his WCS matches so far, maybe not quite as good as Trap in the matchup, but this isn't a huge, exhaustive list for either of them, really.
Yeah, as StarCraft continues to age here, we're going to have more and more rich data to provide you guys with. So here's going to be the map lineup. Unlike in the best of threes, it's no longer loser picking here. We're going to have Frost, Polar Knight, Whirlwind, Akalon Waste, Derelict Watcher, if we end up getting that far.
Well, it is PvP, so there's a few things we'll be looking out for, such as positional advantages on Whirlwind. Polar Knight, that's not really going to make that much of a difference. Mostly, it is a mirror matchup. There's different strategies that can be employed on each map, but we'll talk about those as we get into the maps.
Yeah, for sure. Deer against Trap. Now, they're so close to getting to that Final Four. A PvP, though, can be a little bit tricky. Again, this is the matchup we end up casting the least. It's generally speaking, I'd say the least televised matchup. There's still a lot of information out there about it, but it is volatile. It is statistically the shortest matchup.
Yeah, that's...
And a lot of it's
getting longer,
sometimes
though. It's
PvP,
getting better.
you just lose a stalker or two, and the game is over.
Oh, if the build is wrong, absolutely.
Yeah. So it can be very unforgiving.
This is the battle of the glasses and gray hoodies.
The battle of
white
bad
and purple
eyesight.
T-shirts.
Well, it looks like our map is now loading up. Guys, tell your friends to tune in here. We're in the round of 8 in our first best of 5. After this best of 5, we're going to have our first player here in the round of 4. Be that much closer to finding out who's going to be the champion here of the most prestigious esports tournament of all time in the esports mecca of the world, Seoul, Korea. This is the GSL Codex. Over here in the upper left, in the purple, he is
So Dear.
his opponent of the same team here in the blue. He is
So Trap.
Hey, quick question for you.
Yeah,
What idea is better, deer or trap?
Trap.
Okay.
It's actually really
You're
easy.
right.
Yeah, I'm right.
Is deer a bad idea, though?
Yeah, I'm not crazy for it.
I think if it was DEER, then suddenly it would become better than trap. Just like a random animal that is not scary.
Oh, excellent. Welcome to the studio, guys.
Hey, guys in the audience.
Hey, guys.
Enjoy the
Welcome to the show. No, I would say, yeah, I think DEER. But, it's hard because you guys are giving themselves IDs in a second language.
Well, yeah, if it was DEER, it would be the animal, right? So
yeah, and there was a lot of jokes you could make with that.
And not just that, it's the thing is you have to think about what the animal is. It's kind of like pig baby in that way. It's like, well, a deer, I mean, deers get hunted and eaten by other animals, so they don't do very much, right?
Yeah.
They are famous for stopping in headlights and getting hit by cars. Like, deer is a pretty garbage animal.
A lot of cars that get totaled by deers and the deer walks away.
Yeah.
Deer probably dies later.
Especially mooses.
Mooses, yes.
Yeah.
Meese. Artosis.
Yes. You can hit a moose with a tank and the moose walks away.
Dude, mooses are like the hippos of land animals.
That's true, although a hippo is technically a land animal as well, I think.
Doesn't count.
Not
not in the tasteless category of the animal kingdom.
Runs pretty fast still.
By the way, guys, today we actually have Heaven observing for us instead of Legend.
Oh, that's true, yes.
Yeah, so you might see some different observing techniques. Heaven's the OG observer.
That's true. He's observed for a very long time.
Yeah.
Very talented. In fact, he taught Legend how to observe.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't spot that second gate.
Oh, that's actually
Wait, is he going to come back in here?
Yeah,
he will. Okay.
Okay, so he spots it. Okay, big deal that he did spot that. You definitely want to know. Doesn't make... Well, it's a big deal in one way. He knows that there's 2 gates, and that helps him to narrow down what's going on now. That is a really quick Twilight from Deer. And, of course, that could be for Blink or it could be for DT, but that is so fast that... Like, for instance, if this is a fast expand into Robo, a DT build would be really nice against it. But he scouts how quick it is. And now Deer, no matter what he had planned before, probably will go Blink.
Yeah, I mean, to go DT that's banking on the fact that your opponent would know how to put 2 and 2 together.
I wonder what that Twilight's for.
That's weird.
It's going to be a Dark Shrine anyways.
Oh, wow, okay.
And the cool thing
show
about...
us what you got, Deer.
In Heart of the Swarm with that new, better Dark Shrine, and just kind of the way the matchup works overall, you still can go DT even if they know you're going DT. Like, the threat of DT itself is powerful. And it looks like we're going to have a 3-gate here by Deer.
Now, one thing about DTs is if they don't get inside the base and do any damage, you can park them outside in a corner, and when they attempt to leave, you can run into the main and start killing off probes. You can do the same, similar to like what you can do when you warp in Zealots if they're trying to all-in you. Warp in Zealots and run them into their mineral line.
Well, we have a Robo on the way for both players here, so that Robo going to do a good job against the DTs. And this is basically the DT Immortal opener that is pretty popular. Like, Rain used it against Trap to beat him in the last round. And it's something that the SKT1 team has used a lot overall. But here we go. This little bit of an attack starting. And this is exactly how you do this as Deer. You throw down that first force field to slow it down, and then you use the Nexus Cannon if they really commit.
And that's what he's going to have to do coming up here. He's going to hit the sentry!
And he was being a little bit greedy there with how late he did the Nexus Cannon. But
now there is a pylon over here warping in, and that Dark Shrine is done. It finishes.
Very nice.
The DT is now going to wreak havoc here at the pro lane. Nice force field.
Yeah, really nice one. Slowing him down as much as possible. We'll see how many probes he can actually end up getting. So far, doing a pretty good job. This has already paid for itself.
Yeah.
Wow,
now
look at
lost
that.
mining time, probes killed, and he's going to get out. That is so good. Or maybe not.
No,
Yeah, he'll get it now. Okay.
Okay, he gets it, but
all.
5 probes, lost mining time, and forcing that mothership core spell to be
core
used.
energy.
And there was also a force field used against it. That was an extremely effective Dark Templar.
Yeah, these Stalkers are going to come out here. He's going to want to back off when he sees that Immortal. There's no way he's going to win that engagement.
Some really solid play here.
Now he's coming up the ramp here. Now remember, his mothership core isn't over there yet, so he can't see up the high ground once that Zealot is killed, and that is exactly what just happened there.
I wonder how much energy he has on his mothership core right now. Look at this, going down the ramp, trying to pick off anything he possibly can. Oh, that was a big mistake there by Deer. He did to get force fielded out of your base with one of your Immortals. That's like the most important unit right now.
Yep, more units warping in down here on the low ground. The mothership core going to peek out here. Now he's going to send these 2 Zealots over into the main now. Now this could be a serious problem for Trap. You have to think Trap probably aware that this is a possibility, since in DT openers, like 99% of the time, there's always a pylon outside your base somewhere.
That is so true. And in fact, he does have some units here to stop it. But we do have a Warp Prism on the way right now for Deer as well, and that's going to give him a lot of options. DT drops, just getting down his ramp overall is going to be a lot easier. And he has 2 Immortals, so he could go Immortal drops as well, which is super, super powerful.
Yeah, it certainly is. So he's got a little bit of a ground control here, Trap does, but yeah, with a Warp Prism on the way, it does change everything. And it looks like now Trap is going to have to go ahead and expand. And you were right, Artosis, it is going to be an Immortal drop. This can kill off workers very quickly, or even Stalkers, stray Stalkers.
If you micro this right, like the amount you can kill with this when they don't have a Stargate is unbelievable. And watch this, he's just going to start picking things off right away. Just micro away that Warp Prism.
Gotta be careful there. That is getting pretty low. Oh my god!
Bit of an overcommittal, but he does get the rest of his units down the ramp, so at least there's that.
Yeah, wow, that was a surprising turn of events there. Well, this sentry will most certainly be picked off, but the rest of Trap's army is going to go ahead and head back to his base. Deer looking good, looking poised to push out on the map. I'm questioning if it would be wise for Trap to actually expand here.
I think it's time for both players to think about expanding.
We're having an Archon.
If they try to kill each other now,
I think that's exactly what Deer's going to do, though, it looks like. Deer is actually going to try to run his opponent over here. I think what he's done is he's decided, since he killed off some of the units, okay, hold on, I'll get to that in a second.
Well, the double Immortal makes those Stalkers pretty bad, but he does have some force fields, he does have his mothership core, and he has his own Immortal as well. It doesn't matter with the force fields because he has the Archon, he can just walk on that. Well, that's exactly the way you use something like this. He's zoning things out, making that Archon walk back, and kills it, targets it down, beautifully played, and Oh, and now he's going to have the Warp Prism come in here. With that mothership core, he's just got to be careful. He does not want to lose that.
Oh, it is not complete.
It looks like he's just going to hold this about too much more pro. With the Warp Prism dead and all, and behind this, Deer is making his Nexus. It does get pretty hard to kill each other in the early game after a little bit.
Yeah, you eventually have to kind of chill out and get an expansion up there.
Trap is actually getting his own Warp Prism.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Wow.
Oh, I can't believe it got out, though. Excuse me.
So Trap is just got his own Warp Prism and is going Colossus Tech on one base, whereas, Deer getting Colossus Tech right now. Now, this Warp Prism actually has to do something, or Deer is just going to win this game, because with an expansion Colossus Tech, you are going to just kill the one base Colossus guy every single time.
Yep. You are exactly right. Trap's got this dramatic build that he's doing right now, just going one base Colossus. The game has to end in the next few minutes for him if he's going to win. But same time, all Deer has to do is defend, and he'll have the econ advantage and be able to muster up the army to defend.
Well, here we go. A little drop is going down. See how much damage he can get done. The Nexus Cannon comes out. The Stalkers come back. Looks like this Warp Prism going to be done harassing for now.
Trap might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's sending the rest of his army up here to gather outside the entrance of the second base here for Deer. and that first Colossus is now being produced.
We should have one started for Deer pretty quickly, and as long as he has one started after his opponent starts one, I mean, the rally point is so much closer to him. He's going to have it without any problem. He's going to have his Nexus there. He's going to have the defender's advantage, a little bit of high ground. The Warpins are going to be right on top of the battle. This situation is almost 100% perfect for, oh god, he's even going to start picking off sentries. This is basically perfect for Deer. I cannot imagine him losing from here.
Yeah, Deer has handled this all so well, and that's not to take anything against or away from Trap here. Trap's playing very well.
Yeah, certainly.
But Deer is just a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater.
Yes, he's having the expansion. He has a little bit more tech than his opponent even. It's just a perfect scenario.
All right, the Nexus Cannon's triggered, and he's going to back up. He wants that to run out when his Colossus gets over here. Now, the Immortals are coming in. Oh, my God. That is the nail in the coffin, I think.
He has twice as many Zealots and about the same of everything else.
Okay, so this is the end here, guys. There's really no way for Deer to lose this. This is a game of math, not even strategy anymore.
Yeah. You can't even bungle this one. The attack move almost does it itself. Yeah. So, that Zealot Warpin pretty nice, but notice how that Colossus is getting so low in health. That's some really nice targeting on that one Immortal. But Trap knows it. That's it. All right. Very well done there by Deer. Really, really strong opening overall. So what does Trap do from here? This is actually, I like it. It's a good series so far, Tasteless. That was a really nice back and forth game.
That was a good game. It's kind of funny to see them both they were on low econ for such a while. You could see Trap was like, no, you know what? I am actually just going to go ahead and make one Colossus. He's going to get a little bit greedy and push out. And what I'm going to do with that is use my Warp Prism to just get enough harassment off. Then I'm going to make a fool out of him for trying to play a normal game. But Deer's defense was solid.
It was.
The Warp Prism harass basically did nothing. And you could see by the end, Trap was giving up all hope. I mean, he lost that Warp Prism for nothing. He wasn't even... It stopped moving inside the main base. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. When he had to go all the way home, had to cancel his Nexus and all, that was a tough moment for him.
Yeah.
It was well played by Deer. I like the strategy by Deer and everything. Very well executed. The single Archon coming in, everything about it really nice. Trap, on the other hand, he scouted what was going on, basically went into the 3-gate anyways. And, the 3-gate would have done okay if it was like Blink, exactly what Deer was going for. So I do have to give him some credit, because when you scout that quick Twilight, a lot of players will go for the Blink plan as opposed to the DT plan. But definitely a lot of mind games going on between these two.
Yeah, absolutely. Map number 2, as you can see here at the bottom of the screen, is going to be Polar Night. It is a best of 5, as these two are fighting to get into the first spot here in the round of 4. Will it be Deer ahead with one gamer? Is going to be a Trap starting a comeback? Let's find out here right now.